Hey everyone, and welcome back to Games with Dad. This year, I am really looking to start playing through some games that I might have missed back in the day, and there's always been one series that people love that I just have never given the proper attention to, and that's Golden Sun. I'm not really sure what happened. I was the proud owner of a launch day Indigo Game Boy Advance. I really enjoyed games like Paper Mario and Pokemon, and my friends at school would not shut up about the Final Fantasy games. I should have been a dead ringer to pick this game up day one. But I chose more action-oriented games like Mega Man Zero, Metroid Fusion, and the Game Boy Advance Mario remix every time I saved up enough money to go check out what games the local Walmart had in store. By the time my little brother picked up the series years later, I was completely checked out of the RPG space, instead focusing my attention on games like Halo, Time Splitters, and the Tony Hawk series. My brother always said he enjoyed it, but I never made the time to sit down and check the series out until now. So in Golden Sun, you play as Isaac, a boy from a small village of magic users called Adepts, chasing after a group of fiends that wish to unleash the foul power of alchemy upon the world. Not cool. And they kidnap some of your friends too, which is also not cool. The story is quite simplistic and is actually one of the few faults I have with the game. What I don't have any issues with is 1, the music, and 2, the battle system. The music is written by Motoi Sakuruba, the same guy that did the music for Dark Souls, Star Ocean, and some of the Tales series of games. This dude has some serious chops and does not get the recognition he deserves. The compositions are all classic JRPG fare. This is some high quality sampling that, for the most part, isn't held back by the Game Boy Advance's lackluster sound hardware. The general vibe that I get from this soundtrack just screams whimsical adventure, and the battle themes are just outstanding, as if I needed another reason to like this game's combat. So Isaac and his companions, Garrett, Ivan, and Mia, are all magic users. The party starts out with your typical JRPG class roles. Isaac is the paladin that can deal damage but also heal. Garrett is the tank with fire magic. Ivan is the standard spellcaster that can deal damage and also buff the squad. And Mia is the healer that can do some damage if need be. But what Golden Sun does differently is its Djinn system. Scattered throughout the land of Golden Sun are a bunch of magical creatures called Djinn, and once acquired, either by finding them or fighting them in dungeons, you can equip them to your party to boost their stats. The thing is, by mixing and matching who has what Djinn, you can change up your classes. You want to turn Isaac or Garrett into death-dealing ninjas in the late game? You can do that. Want to stick with the vanilla class roles because that also works for you? You can also do that too. It really lets you experiment to see which roles best work for you. That said, it isn't all sunshines and rainbows in the land of alchemy. It is a handheld RPG from 2001 after all, it's not perfect. In a better RPG, you would have a constant objective as to why you would want to continue moving forward. Golden Sun has this baked into the setup, but it keeps adding different side objectives that are supposedly more important. Like, why should I care whether this babby dude lives or dies when he literally throws us into a competition with the fiercest warriors in the world? Why isn't wanting to save my friends, or the world, enough? It's like the game just forgets about the important part of the plot for about half the time that you play it. And for how much this game forgets about its plot, it sure does like to rely on exposition dumping. There are so many sequences where Isaac and his friends meet another group of people, and without fault, they have to explain that magic is actually called alchemy. Alongside that, they also repeat plot points multiple times to the player. Like, guys, I understand that Isaac fainted. You don't have to say his name 8 times. Some of these cutscenes just drag on, man. And last but certainly not least is the final area of the game. I had little to no trouble for most of my adventure through Golden Sun. I died during a part in the story where Isaac is on his own, and I also almost wiped on a secret boss in the desert, but when I got to the final area, the enemies just start hitting you like a truck. It's quite the difficulty spike, and all while you're trying to make your way through the most complex dungeons in the game. And if you wipe, most if not all of the puzzles that you have to complete to move through the dungeon get reset. So say you make it to the final boss area, mash A and B through a 5-minute cutscene, and then you get your butt handed to you because one of the bosses has an instant kill attack. And then it's a 30-minute trek to get back to the boss fight. Sure, you could save right there, But if you forget or you're underleveled, see you again in 30 minutes, buddy. Hope you like slowly pushing those blocks into holes. And let's just say that you missed a couple of gins somewhere along the journey. Surely there's some form of fast travel to get back to previous areas and grab them, right? Nope. Sure, they added that in the sequel, but that doesn't help me now. So, negative nitpicks aside, did I enjoy my time with Golden Sun? Yeah, of course. It's a great handheld RPG that honestly doesn't feel like you're supposed to play it for long periods of time anyways. Pick it up for a few minutes to an hour, save wherever you want to, and then pick it up a little bit later on. It really proved that SNES and PlayStation 1 style JRPGs could be successful on the Game Boy Advance. It didn't really matter that the story is all over the place and that the villains / spoiler alert, potential heroes of the series have weird motivations, because it's a JRPG with a great soundtrack and battle system that you can have on you at all times. Would I recommend Golden Sun? Yeah, of course. And I'll probably pick up the second one here in a little bit, and from what I've heard, it fixes a few of my nitpicks, but the story gets a little bit messy. So thanks again for watching. If you were wondering, I live streamed all of this on both my Twitch and YouTube, and you can check my Twitter for updates. So I'll see you next time with more Games with Dad. Will this kill? Will this kill? 948. Yes! Yes! Yes!